Hey, welcome back to Tales from the Car. I'm your host, Joshua, and today we are not recording episode 50. I don't know if anybody's even paying attention to that, but we're recording bonus episode number 2, and this was an idea brought up from last week. Top 10 all-time power ballads, according to us, of course. But that's where we're at today. Episode 50, I believe, is coming next week, so like I said, to keep the continuity or whatever I wanted to do, that's why this is called bonus episodes. I don't know if that matters, but anyway, I am here with Cathy as always. And how are you doing tonight, Cathy?
I'm doing great. How are you, Josh?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's cold here today. And I know it's like, being in March, it's still winter, but for the last week or so, during the day, obviously, it was in the 60s. It was quite warm and nice. And today, I think it hit a high of like 40. Like, it is quite a chilly change of pace from the last like week or so.
It was pretty cold here today, too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, we're talking about weather, but it affects my day. It's cold out. I can't, it's hard to wear shorts all the time when it's cold. These problems and t-shirts.
True. Very true.
It's not conducive to guys in shorts weather. What else been going on with you? Anything, Cathy?
No, nothing really. Typical Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
One more week of basketball and we're done.
Are they in the playoffs this year?
It's the playoffs this week, so.
Oh, exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
I've not heard back from our intrepid investigative reporter, so I don't know what the status on all that is.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we could save that for another day because we know he's very busy.
True. That is true. Our other podcast, Svengali, or whatever they want to call, what do you want to call them, is on the East Coast this week.
Yes.
Some sort of Crime Stoppers event. Did you know that? You said yes, like you knew that. So I said, like, wait.
I did see the flight.
I was just like, I thought you hated the East Coast. What are you doing back in the East Coast? Give up the frozen tundra? They're like, ha, no, I'm just here for some kind of Crime Stoppers event. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was. They sent me an email explaining it, not an email or text, Instagram message or whatever. And I guess that is like a text message, right? Although it's not a traditional text message. When people call stuff like that text message, it always throws me off. I'm like, yeah, but it's not really because you don't have my phone number.
Yeah.
If you wanted it, you could have it. I don't know. It's not really important. I don't know. I didn't get I was confused by what had gone on, and I didn't really catch all of it. But did you see the Adnan Syed stuff?
I did.
So I know, they decided to reinstate his conviction. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Because it was funny because I saw this thing with Rabia did like an Instagram thing where she talked about that, but then she said, "Oh, the hearing's tomorrow." But I'm like, I thought the hearing was like the day she was doing this recording, you know what I mean? Or this live Instagram live or whatever the hell it was, or video post, whichever. It's all about the same thing. And so I was really confused by that. They're like, well, how do you know this already if they're not doing the press conference till tomorrow? If you're not going to talk about it till tomorrow, but you're talking about it today. Yeah, I know this doesn't make any sense, folks. This is literally, I'm watching this post lady, and she's involved in the case. It's her cousin. All right, it's Adnan's cousin. Just for context, and she's a lawyer, and she's been involved in his legal struggles for years. Blah 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 blah. It's all documented. Go look it up. It's way too long and way too difficult to litigate or explain any of this. But he was convicted of murdering his girlfriend. He got out of prison. Now they're reinstating the claims or the conviction because they said that they reinstated his claims, or not his claims, his conviction, because the family said, because now the prosecutor said the family did not get enough notice to appear in the courtroom. Yet the brother of the girl that was killed was able to appear by Zoom, and then there was a thing I read where it said, like, this is not an unusual thing for a family to do. They don't actually literally physically have to be there in the courtroom. That the video appearances like that are like live stream, whatever you want to call it, live video, whatever it is, like webcamming, I don't know, whatever you want to call that is fine. So like nobody can understand what the problem is. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then and the state and everybody upheld this fucking bullshit. So yeah, I'm like, so what is the, so with that out of the way, but like, what is, so is that basically, have I covered everything? They're just reinstating it, and it's just like, well, we're back to square one, trying to figure this out, or what is the?
I think they're trying to determine whether or not they're going to change his length of sentence as time served.
Are you serious? They might send him back to prison again?
I mean, I guess it's an option that they could,
Holy
but
shit, people, this is ridiculous. What happens? What happens is, and Mosby probably did this because she knew she was on her way out the door, so all the bullshit wouldn't be on her head, right? So she overturned the conviction, but she said it. They did DNA testing, and actually some of that is flawed too. I saw a podcast on that, or I listened to one. They tested all the evidence they had with this DNA on it that they thought was important. The state did, and it came back. None of it had Adnan's DNA on it, right? And they had hers that had like unknown. I don't know if it was male or female DNA. Doesn't matter. There was a unknown male or female DNA found on it that did not belong to Adnan. So basically, she was like, "You guys have nothing at this point to hold him in, to hold this conviction over his head, because none of the nothing that was linked to the murder, right, that they have has his DNA on it. So just let this shit go and go find who did this." Is basically what she said. Not on those words, but that is what she is implying when she said like, "We're not going to go after you." She leaves office, and Ivan Bates, the guy Ivan Bates, I thought he was pro Adnan, like he wasn't going to let the he wasn't. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it,
no,
but
he was pro Adnan, and then he gets elected, and now he.
oh, he's like, I couldn't believe that. I thought he was. I was like, wait, am I hallucinating that? I'm thinking of something else because there's so many cases and so much bullshit to keep up with. Some days it's hard to do. But yeah, I remember that he was like, "Oh yeah, I won't pursue this, all this other shit." Yeah, he gets elected. I guess that he was, but he was running, you know what? I don't know if he was just like he was planning on running or running. So I you know, because we established, okay, yeah, he was for Adnan. I don't know how far back this goes, and I forget how many years that the DA can stay in office without having to be reelected. But I don't know. I don't know if he lost one election and then it's the second time he ran against her, he won it, or if it's all in the same like time frame before. Like he was kind of running and preparing for that, as people do to lead up to all this over the last couple of years. I don't really know, but he's been out there talking about this for a while now. This has been a thing for a while where like he's like, I'm going to eventually run for DA, or I am running for DA. No, maybe he lost one election, and he won the second one, or whatever it was. And I support this. He didn't do this. I'm 100% behind him. Yeah, that's Cathy said. He flip flopped.
Yes, so anyway, we need to get off of the Adnan story and get to the episode.
I know, we were here all night just talking about this. Like, this is very aggravating, Cathy.
Tell me about it, Josh.
But just so you know, as if you're listening to this, you know that we are Tales from the Car. We are a weekly podcast available on all major podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, and a whole bunch of other stuff, iHeart, Amazon. If you listen to us, of course, you know how to find us. If you haven't already, please like or follow the show, subscribe to us, all that good stuff. It all means the same thing, whatever the verbiage is on the app you're listening to. If you can, please give us a 5-star review. That helps the show out. Also, all that is free. It does not cost you anything to do that. You know, share the show with your friends, your families, your enemies, your mom, whoever. Also, if you want to, like I said, we are free, but if you want to donate to the show, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/Mr. Pogo 1972, the letter B. You donate as little as $1. Anything helps out. You can contact the show one of two ways. You can contact us through the Facebook group at Tales from the Car Podcast. Search for that, and it'll come up. And send a request. We'll get you in. Or you can email the show as always at Mr. Pogo 1972 at gmail.com. Send in anything, any comments, criticisms, complaints, show ideas, whatever. We'd love to hear from you. And also Joe at leafpodcast.net. Thanks for all the show art and support you've always given us. And well, we appreciate it. If and I guess that does cover everything. So, but I know I'm not starting this. I decided that I'm not starting this. I want to hear what your number 10 is. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just curious. What was your number 10? This should set the precedent for this.
My number 10 is
Yeah,
Purple Rain by Prince.
that's a good one. That's good. I don't know why. I had a feeling Prince was going to show up on your list somewhere. My number 10, I'll go with the early night. I'm not sure. I forget what year this is. 92 or 93. The early 90s Poison classic, "Something to Believe In."
Oh, very good song.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. People, if you ever heard this song, Purple Rain too. If you ever heard either one of these songs, definitely check them out. They're good. "Something to Believe In" is like excellent tune from a band that does not. Well, actually, people don't really talk about them or give them any credit because it's a hair band, but they actually have some really good songs and good music and the song has a good message behind it too. It's not even just it's not really a love song. It's a song about just bullshit in life and stuff. It's good.
Okay, well, I'll give you my number 9.
Yes.
My
What is
number
that song?
9 is Heaven by Bryan Adams.
Oh, that's a good one. But you really, for some reason, I thought Cathy was going to give me like the top 10 hair metal band songs of all time.
No, no, this is Power Ballads we're talking.
Heaven is a good one.
Well, thanks.
I'm surprised you didn't go with, it's Straight from the Heart by him. That's another good one.
Okay.
And I'm glad you didn't go with All for Love. That's like a duet or I don't know. There's another 3 or 4 people in that, isn't like him, Rod Stewart, and Sting or something like that. Maybe I don't know. But
I mean, I'm not sure.
that song was all over the place, people. You could not get away from that. It's so irritating.
So, what's your number 9?
Oh, off of I believe it's 2004's the 2004 album, which I think it's 2004. I could be wrong about this. No, it is 2004. The Flogging Molly, off the Flogging Molly album, uh, off the 2004 Flogging Molly album, "Within a Mile of Home," we're going with "Whistles the Wind," which is an amazing song. And this was hard. This was hard to come up with because I was telling Cathy, they said I could do a top 10 of Flogging Molly ballads. And, and I did show some restraint. This is the only Flogging Molly song I think that I'm going to put on this list. So there's a bunch I could add on there.
Try to just do one artist, like one song per artist. I did not want to duplicate and have more than one.
I tried to too, but it's hard. But it was very, very difficult. What's your number 8 though?
Number 8 is Always by Bon Jovi.
I don't know if I know that one. I'm trying to think like.
Oh, you would know it.
It's probably gonna go like "Never Say Goodbye" or
Oh, that's a good one too.
"Bed of Roses," like, or what's the other one? Or you want it "Dead or Alive"? I guess 1, 2. That's it. That's about cover. Yeah, I think it's.
Never
But
Say
always,
Goodbye is a good one.
yeah, it is.
How about yours? What's your number 8?
That's "Slippery When Wet."
I don't know.
I should have asked. I believe it's "Slippery When Wet," folks. I believe that's the album. So number 8, did I mark something down for number 8? Some of these I put numbers on, some of them I didn't. So number 8, I'll go with number 8. Off the 1981, completely unknown or forgotten about. Yeah, because most people know Meatloaf only for the Bat Out of Hell albums, but off the 1981 epic album, Dead Ringers. You ever heard that album or any of the songs off it?
Dead Ringers? I don't think so.
Oh my god, we'll have to do that one day because the only, to my opinion, the only acceptable song that you should ever listen to by Cher is on that album. It's a duet she does with Meatloaf, the title track of the album, "Dead Ringers for Love." But the song in question, that's not a ballad actually at all. It's a great song though. But the song in question here is, I don't know if it's on the end of side 1 or the middle of side 2. I forget. It doesn't matter. But the song is called "I'll Kill You If You Don't Come Back."
Oh, I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
Oh, it's great. And no, I'm serious. It's a really good song. It starts out as a rock song. It kind of turns into a ballad sort of thing at the end. A lot of piano in it. It's a Jim Steinman song. So
Of
like that's
course.
you know. Actually, there's a couple. Do you know? Did you? But there's a lot of songs Jim Steinman did or wrote that were actually done for Meatloaf, but he refused to do them for some reason.
Really?
That became hits for other people. You want to know two of them off the top of my head? I know for sure. And
Sure.
if you when I say the names of the songs, if you know them, you'll automatically pick up on it.
Okay.
The two big ones, and they were both hits. Was the Bonnie Tyler song "Total Eclipse of the Heart"?
Okay, that's a great song.
Yeah, that was supposed to be from Meatloaf. He didn't want to do it. He gave it to her. And the other one is "Making Love Out of Nothing at All" by Air Supply.
It's a great song.
But if you listen to the lyrics and listen to the music,
Yeah.
you could hear Meatloaf in that song.
Okay.
Jim Steinman wrote that for him. He didn't want to do them for some reason. It was I think I don't know about the Bonnie Tyler. I don't know about Total Eclipse, but 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 the but Making Love Out of Nothing at All. There was something like money. There was some kind of money issue with it. Like I don't know. They wouldn't. He wasn't going to get paid enough to sing the song or something. But if you listen to the song, I'm telling you know Meatloaf's music. You
Yes.
listen to the song, you could hear Meatloaf singing both of those songs.
Yeah.
If you listen, yeah, like it's like that's actually pretty cool. I read that like a while ago. I was looking up something about songs. Like I forget what it was exactly. It might have been Meatloaf songs actually. There's someone I was looking into, or Jim Steinman maybe, or
Okay.
both. Anyway, what's your number 7 we're on?
Number 7 is "Nothing Else Matters" by Metallica.
Good choice. Good choice.
Thank you,
Not my
thank you.
not my favorite Metallica song. You know why? You want to know why though? It's because
Why?
that song was played to death. Oh my god, that song was played to death. I mean, and then 2025. I'm tired of hearing that song. There's nothing wrong. It's a good song, but it just like it lost after seeing it on MTV and hearing it on the radio 8 billion times in the last years. Me personally, it ruined it. Good song, but I can't listen to it anymore. Like, oh my god, it just
Well,
irks
what's
me.
your number 7?
I'm trying to figure that out. I had so many in here. Go with we'll do this. We'll go with "Don't Follow" by Alice in Chains off of "Jar of Flies." And a lot of people don't know this song.
I know this song.
It was not a big hit. It's a great tune. It's like yeah, check it out on YouTube, folks. If you don't know this tune, it's uh, it never. I mean, this is like the mid '90s. So even in the mid '90s, it never really caught on to be a hit. There's other stuff off that album, or was it an EP, whichever the hell it was considered. But it is Jar of Flies. Either way, I forget if it's considered an EP or an album. There's sort of a difference. But and I forget what else is on that actually I think became hits. But that song is not. But that song is great. Anyway, what's your number 6?
Number 6 is "Heaven" by Warren.
I know eventually one of them was going to show up. I really kid Cathy. I had a feeling that was going to show up on here somewhere.
It
That's a
had
good
to.
tune. That's a good tune. I'm surprised you didn't do "I Saw Red"
Oh, I love that.
because I Saw Red, folks. That's one of those songs that's one of those songs in time. Remember that song? There's two versions of it. There's like the acoustic version,
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's like the rock version. Like it's actually a really good tune. But "Heaven" is not bad. I'm just saying. I like that. But "I Saw Red" is really good. Was my number 6? We're at 6, right? I'll go with off of the 1991 Epic. It's a double album actually. Use Your Illusions 1 and 2, but off of Use Your Illusion 2, the 7-minute epic that is Estranged. Have you ever heard that song?
No.
Oh my god. Go listen to it. And actually those albums are fucking amazing. There's so many like 6, 7, 8 minute songs on those things. which sounds obnoxious, but like they were onto something, and they went a completely different direction the next album. I don't know. Anyway, we're at number 5. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is I Remember You by Skid Row.
Oh, that is a great tune. I knew you put that on there. You told me, but I was like, that's a good number 5. That is amazing. Sebastian Bach's vocals on that do not get much better. I don't have it on my list. I know you said you only kept it to one apiece, but 18 in Life is also a great song off that same album.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah. Let's see. What's my number 5? But with number 5, you know what? I'll go with Thunderbird by Quiet Riot.
Another song I don't know.
It's a lot of people, here's the I did an episode. I forget what number it is, but it's like I probably do more of those, I guess. But it's like it was called like musical influences, the albums, and I talked about the whole album of Mental Health. It's the last song on Mental Health, and Thunderbird is in my opinion, if you've heard it, if you hear it, it's a great ballad, and if it was supposed to be written about Randy Rhoads after he died in the plane crash. But the thing about that song is like that was during the era where power ballads were really huge, right? That song never ever got radio airplay. Yeah, and if you hear it, you grew up in that era. You hear it, it's on YouTube. It's very easy to find. Like listen to that song, you'll be like, yeah, well, how did this never get played on the radio? I couldn't answer that question because it wasn't like ballads weren't a thing at that point. Like rock ballads. Yeah, like this should have been, even if it never became a giant hit, which considering the era, it probably quite possibly could have been. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, folks. You go through all the great like power ballads that became hits, like I Will Remember You, Heaven, I Saw Red, and there's a ton more. Something to Believe in, or Every Rose Has Its Thorn, which I think is Poison's biggest hit, if I'm not mistaken. Like this song could have like probably been something, like a charting hit. Anyway, but it never got radio airplay. But okay, but anyway, so okay, what's your number 4, man?
So my number 4 is Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
That is a good one. Like I said, I think that if I'm not mistaken, you can look this up. I thought that is their biggest hit ever. If I'm not mistaken, that is a good tune. Good acoustic song. I just know how to play that on guitar.
Very nice. That's a nice fun fact.
It is. It was like the first full song I ever learned on guitar. My guitar teacher taught me back when I was like 17 or something like that.
Very cool.
Maybe close to 18, but I was definitely somewhere in that area.
So what's your number 4?
Number 4. I'll go with I don't know what year this came out in, but I should have looked up both. But it's like, the Drug in Me and You by Falling in Reverse, the reimagined version, and this is a song we're gonna have to do an episode where you listen to this, because this is the song I was talking to Cathy off air about this. This, like, Ronnie Radke is an amazing artist, and it's a very polarizing figure. You either love him or hate him, but the original Drug in Me and You is like as a rock song. The video is fucking amazing. It's like a throwback to like 80s like videos, like, you know what I mean, like it's fantastic. But years later, for whatever, I don't know what reason he decided to do this. I guess he just decided he wanted to do something different with it. He took the song and made it a ballad. It's the same song. He didn't change the lyrics. He just changed the musical arrangement, and it totally changes the meaning of the song. When you hear it, it's like, what? It's like, yeah, the video, you have to see the video for both of them. His videos are great. He actually takes time to make like music videos like people used to do. Like if like they go with the song, like you'll love it. The other thing, one he did, I wouldn't include it on here because I'm not that crazy about the like the reimagined version, but the other one he did like that was I'm Not a Vampire. But it works better as a rock song. The like the reimagined version is not as good, but But check out both because the videos for both of those, and that same thing, the video for both of those is really great. They said he does because he I don't know, he most people don't like them or listen to them. They're out of they're not our we're not in their what's the word,
Demographic?
yeah, because they're goth emo.
Okay.
It's a goth emo band. Oh, you'll love this. Just because I had to throw a wrestling reference in there. It's not on purpose. I would have picked the song anyway. It's not even. This is just inconsequential. The song is great. I'm telling you, gotta go listen to it. We'll do that. We'll do that in a few weeks. Don't listen to it to the show, but in a few weeks or so we'll get to that because it's like but he was they broke up recently too, but his longtime girlfriend was Paige the wrestler. So
Don't know her.
no, some people out there don't know her. He was that was his girlfriend for a long time.
Okay. All right. Well,
And
my number
she
3.
was a star. She wasn't like nobody. She was on WF television for years, so it wasn't like she was just some random whatever, like nobody wrestler. Anyway,
Okay. I'll take your word for it, Josh.
you should because I'm giving you facts. Anybody listening to this is what it was wrestling will they'll agree with like this is. Cathy doesn't really watch wrestling, folks, so you can't really. If you wanted to, give her shit about that, you can because she doesn't really watch wrestling. But anybody that does,
Yeah, I wouldn't even
knows who
say
Paige is.
it's not that I don't really watch it. It's that I do not watch it. Do not
Right.
watch it.
Right. So anyway, that's why she has no idea who that is. So what's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is Open Arms by Journey.
Ooh, that's a good tune. You know, as far as you didn't go with, and I didn't put it on here, but I almost did.
Now, I hope it's not going to ruin my 1 or 2.
What? No, for Journey. You said I said Journey songs.
Correct.
Separate.
I didn't put any other ones on there from.
You know, this is a good tune, but also like a power ballady kind of thing. Separate Ways.
Okay.
Which is possibly one of the greatest videos of all time. You know the video, right?
No.
Oh my god. What is you've never seen the video for Separate Ways?
I mean, nothing that I could think of offhand.
Were
I mean,
there,
maybe when I watch it, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this."
oh my god, I never remember this video. It's the video where they're all playing in like a junkyard, and they're playing like air guitar, and Jonathan Cain's playing the air keyboards. Like there's nothing there, and he's like doing the motions like this.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Oh my god, people! If you're listening to this and you have never seen this video, look up, type it on YouTube or whatever you want to use, to watch your videos on. Type in Journey Separate Ways, and watch one of the most hilarious and greatest videos. Because it's funny. I'll tell you this much. Right? Like I talk about Jonathan Cain. Jonathan Cain was the keyboardist for Journey and piano player. Hell of an extremely talented guy. The guy's as a whole talent. The whole band was. The drummer's amazing too. But in the book, I have the book. Cathy, you would love this book. Did you ever read I Want My MTV? Oh my god, it's a oh you see if you I have a copy of it. I think I bought it. I don't know what printing it is, but I found it on a discount shelf in like Books A Million years ago in hardcover. I don't have a softcover. I have a hardcover version that I got a couple years after it was even released. And the book is a whole bunch of anecdotes and stuff about the history of MTV and all the videos and all the crazy stuff. It's so great. But there's a whole chapter. I don't know if it's a whole chapter or if it's a large section of a chapter is dedicated to the Separate Ways video.
Really?
Yeah, and Jonathan Cain, it's because this should crack me up. I knew the video before that. I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. They're talking about the whole 9 yards, the whole thing about the making of the video, everything. And Jonathan Cain is like, he says something. I don't want to quote me exactly, but he basically says to the effect of, no matter in my life, he said, I've done many, many things musically. It doesn't matter where I am, what I do, or where I go. Somebody somewhere comes up to me and talks to me about that fucking video and the keyboards in the video. And I was just like, yes. I'm like, dude, like you played keyboards on the side of a wall. You have to see it. And you have the air keyboards. There's nothing there. He's just like standing there mimicking like he's playing keyboards. And there's not. Oh my god! You have to see this, folks. This is it's the video. I posted this years ago. Well, I used to do these things on Facebook. I haven't done one in a long time. It was the awesome music clips, and one of them was the Journey video. And I said, this is a real conundrum because I don't know what's better about this song. Is it the song or is it the video? Because both of them are fucking phenomenal. If you've never seen this, watch this. You'll thank me later. And it's a great song too. It's not a shitty song and a funny video. No, it's a great song and a hilarious video for all the right reasons.
So what's your number 3?
My number 3. Let me, because we haven't done put a Queensryche song in here. I'll go with London, the Queensryche song London off of the amazing. I forget what year this came out, 86 or 87, but is off the Rage for Order album. And the Rage for Order album is fucking great from start to finish. If they never recorded the follow up, which is Operation Mindcrime, Rage for Order would be the greatest thing they ever recorded. Unfortunately, they did Mindcrime, so it's only the second greatest thing they ever recorded. But it's a great tune. That is, if you never heard that one, Kat, we'll listen to that someday. We're getting way ahead of ourselves, but but that's highly recommended. That's another song. Queensryche's another band. Cathy doesn't really know much of their music, but they're a band who were like they were considered progressive rock. But the thing about Queensryche is they did a lot of music that was radio friendly, but they never really got any radio success until the Empire album, which is unbelievable. And you listen to their music, it's fucking incredible. Jeff Tate told Cathy that there's in his prime, there's possibly no greater rock singer than Jeff Tate. You can quote me on that. You can try to dispute me on that. There's some arguments you can make against that, but it's hard to keep up with. Actually, Cathy the other day said, "What about Freddie Mercury?" Okay, maybe with the exception of Freddie Mercury, Jeff Tate's probably number 2. Right? Let's say definitely number 2. But anyway, where are we at? Number 2 or number 1?
We're at number 2.
Number 2. All right. What's your number 2?
So my number 2 is Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue.
That's a good tune. That is a really good tune. You know what I almost went with them? I don't have a Motley Crue song on here, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
But I almost went with You're All I Need by them.
Okay.
Do you know that song?
Not sure if I know that one.
It's a love song, but it's about a guy that kills his girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. If you never, it's off of I don't know if it's either Girls, or shit. Home Sweet Home. Oh, that was Theater of Pain, but it's either off of Girl. I'm not gonna Google this, folks, but it's off of one of the 2 albums. It's either on Girls, or Dr. Feelgood. I can't remember which, but that's a really good song. Like it is kind of dark, but it's still a power ballad. You have to listen to it. It's a love song, but basically the guy, loved his girlfriend so much he killed her because he couldn't have her. If I'm not mistaken, it's like the song. It's really good.
Okay, so what's your number 2?
My number 2. There's so many good ones left. I'm having a hard time deciding yet. I will not lie. There's a few of these that maybe not be honorable mentions, but I'll go with this. So I'll go completely off the grid with this. I'll go with from Alanis Morissette on the follow up to the incredible Jagged Little Pill album, the underappreciated Confessions of a Former Infatuation Junkie. Well, that's a mouthful. Are You Still Mad? That's the.
Are You Still Mad is the name?
Yeah. That is the name of the song. Are You Still Mad?
Okay. I definitely don't know that one.
It's a good song.
I mean, Jagged Little Pill, every single song on that is amazing.
Well, I had a song lined up for that one too. It would have gone either way. But Jagged Little Pill. But if it wasn't this one, I would have put in somewhere Mary Jane from Jagged Little Pill because that's a great song. Do you know that song? Okay.
I know every song on that CD.
I'm not ashamed to admit this. I got that CD I guess as a gift. As you could say, like somebody, it's like I heard it was good. I wanted to buy it, but I didn't want to buy it because I'm like, if I hate this, I don't want to waste my money. And a friend of mine, Jody was her name. She doesn't talk to me in years. We had a big falling out, but I miss her. She's one of my best friends, legitimately for a long time. And Jody had a copy of it, and she hated it, which I couldn't. Which I was like, "What? You really hate?" I never heard anybody hate the album.
Really?
And she offered it to me for free. I wanted to buy it. I wanted a copy of it, but I didn't want to buy it just in case I hated it, right? And by the time I finished it all the way through the first time, I was like, "This is fucking amazing."
Yeah, it
So
was great.
yeah, have you ever heard the bonus song on the album?
If it's on there, I heard it.
You ever heard the bonus? There's a bonus track on this album. Back in the day, artists used to do this, especially on CDs. After the last song, which I think is it not the Doctor? Is that the last song? I think. Shit, I forget. I think it might be not the Doctor, not the Doctor. That's another. The whole album is fucking fantastic. So it's irrelevant to say, "Oh, that's a great song." The whole thing is so good. Oh my god! Anyway, if it's not the Doctor, I don't. It's anyway. When the last song finishes playing, if you let the CD go, after about 30 seconds, another song kicks in. It's just her singing a cappella. It's not. There's no band behind her, and that's even better than half the shit on the album. That's why I was like, have you ever heard the bonus track? Everybody that's heard the bonus track knows it. I don't know what the name of it would be, but it's like if you look that up on YouTube, folks, and if you like Alanis Morissette, like I'm not ashamed to say that I do. I saw her play once. We'll talk about that someday, but that whole album is so great. And actually, I didn't appreciate Infatuation Junkie until years later. Infatuation Junkie is way better than I thought it was at the time it came out.
Really?
But yeah, but there's a
Okay.
lot of good stuff on that.
Are you ready for my number one?
Yeah, what's your number?
I was going to say, could I have a drum roll, please? Okay, it is November Rain by Guns N'
Oh,
Roses.
oh, nice. Also, the Use Your Illusion 2 album, folks. That that's why I tell you that there were so many hit songs on off those albums. Oh my god! Even right, Cathy.
Yes.
November Rain. What are the other ones? Don't Cry.
Yeah.
Both versions. I mean the song from Terminator 2, You Can Be Mine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Civil War. Oh my, there's just so much good stuff. My favorite song off that album, it's not a power ballad, so it doesn't qualify on this, or would be number one. Is Locomotive. Just like it's one of the greatest songs ever. Actually, it almost sounds like a love song. It almost sounds like he's basically telling his girlfriend to fuck off. But if you listen to lyrics more closely, you realize he's talking about the music industry. The song is so fucking good. Like Locomotive, like it sounds like almost like a train. It's not about a train, but it's got like 10 guitar solos. It starts with one of the best drum solos ever. Yeah, like I tell you, like listen. Yeah, if you own those albums and you never listen to the entire album, you are doing yourself a disservice because the stuff that didn't make it to radio was even better than some of the shit that made it to radio. Like there's a lot. Get in the Ring is a great song. It's a great diss track, as the kids like to say. Do you know that song, Get in the Ring? Oh my god. Well, we'll have to write all this shit down. So folks, we might do a sister podcast called Cathy Listens to Stuff because I don't know that we could ever fit it into this podcast with all the things Cathy should listen to that she never has somehow. Especially growing up, she's the same age as I am. This is the problem. At least she's not 20 years old. I can give out Cathy's age. She's not 20 years old. She's not an elderly person either. But I'm like,
Yes.
how do you not know some of these songs? But anyway,
So what's your number one?
that's that Jesus, that is really hard to say. But there's a lot of these that to me could have been number one. But we'll go with. This is like an outside the box one. It's done by a band that you would not think does incredibly emotional ballads or whatever. But and I don't know. I don't know what year this came out. Maybe 2010 or 11, somewhere around there. It is. And actually, this was kind of a hit song. Like it's not. It's a popular song by the band, so it's not like some kind of weird deep track. But we're gonna go with the song "Snuff" by Slipknot.
No, I definitely don't know that.
We'll have to play that one day. One day we'll do a video. It'll be like the one with a Pantera. I'll make you watch. No, no, actually, no. Don't watch. Actually, the video for Snuff is really good, but it's hard to explain. Like, you're better off listening to the album version. Like, watch the video version, like the video version too. Listen to the album version first, then listen to the video version, because like the video version has like interruptions. It's hard to explain. You have to see the thing to understand it. Like, you listen to the whole, and then we'll make you watch the amazing, another of those performance things. Like, you'll hate the song. I already know it. We'll have to make Slipknot do Spit This Out live at Donington in 2009, because just for the crowd. Again, it's one of those things like the Pantera, like Domination. You have to watch it for the performance and the crowd, because it does, both of those things are absolutely insane.
Okay.
The crowd especially is fucking crazy. And that's the Donington is people. No, it's not. It's not Donington. It used to be the Donington Festival, Castle Donington, back in the 80s and 90s. But now it's called the Download Festival. The reason why I guess if you're of a certain age, whatever, and you know about the music festivals of the day, and they're always such amazing lineups. The Download Festival still takes place on the Castle Donington grounds. You know what I mean? Like, it takes place in the same place they had the Donington festivals. So, like, if you call it Donington, you're basically talking about the same thing. It's because they're practically the same thing. They're literally held in the same place. They just change the name of it.
Okay.
Anyway, so did you? What else we got? Oh, do you want to do honorable mentions, or what you got?
Yes, we're not going to do all of your honorable mentions because you have like 90 songs written down.
I did, folks. I did write like a whole shitload of songs down because I could not decide. But I was like, "Oh, this is really good." Then I was scrolling my YouTube. I could. These things weren't coming. Like, "Oh no, this is good." I had to write. I did write, a whole bunch of shit.
So how
I did.
about we do 5 honorable
Oh,
mentions?
all right. All right. I'll go. Well, I'll start with this one. So you know what? I had a hard time not putting this in the top 10. I'll be honest with you, because this is an amazing tune. And I know Cathy knows the song. She'll agree. "House of Pain" by Faster Pussycat. Is that not a good tune?
It is. It is.
You're welcome to offer some opinion or insight. Your answer is always okay.
I'm just saying it's not on my list.
But what do you think about the song? Do you like the song? You don't have any.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go, folks. Cathy likes it. Well, just like Mikey, she likes it.
All right, I'll give you one on mine. "When the Children Cry" by White Lion.
Oh, that's a good tune. Wasn't that about like homeless kids or something? What was that? Missing children? Wasn't that something like that?
I think it was like Runaways.
Yeah, good song. Very good song. White Line only really had like one or two songs that hits and they disappeared. But Vito Bratta, if I'm not mistaken, was the guitar player. Was a really good guitarist. I don't know what he ended up doing really, but it's a shame. They actually had something. Canadian band too. We won't hold that against them. But they were a Canadian. If I'm not right, weren't they Canadian? I thinking of someone else.
I don't know.
I should have asked. My next one, let's see, for an honorable mention. Jesus, oh man. Just to go a little bit more modern and something that another great song that, well, because of its title, would never have gotten on a radio airplay. Talking about from the 1998 epic $3, no, not $3, was it $3? No, it's a Significant Other album. We got Limp Bizkit's "No Sex."
I don't know that song either.
Oh, it's a great tune. It's a brutally honest tune. Like, it's not even. People hate Limp Bizkit for a lot of reasons, and there's a lot of reasons I guess people should. I don't hate them. I always enjoyed their music. I know I'm a weirdo like that, folks. But here's what I'll tell you, because you know Jagged Little Pill.
Mhm.
To me, Significant Other like Limp Bizkit's Significant Other album was like the male answer to Jagged Little Pill. If Jagged Little Pill is everything women want to say about how much they hate relationships with men, Significant Other is like the male answer. It's like the male version. Like what's everything you want to say as a man about how much you hate about relationships with women. How that I'm not saying we're not trying to bash women, folks. We all know there's problems on both sides of the equation, right?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to hear a guy openly and honestly talk about problems with relationships with women, because oh my god, Rearranged is another great song that talks about relationship problems, with Limp Bizkit. I'm not saying the guy's groundbreaking or it's going to blow your mind and change your life. I'm just saying, his lyrics are better than you think they are if you listen to what he's saying. It's just that people don't like Fred and the band because of whatever reasons. And they did not start the riots of Woodstock, folks. And believe me, this year we are definitely going to get to. I will promise. I've been talking about this since like day one. We are definitely going to do the Woodstock '99 series because it's time to break that up. Maybe we'll do that after we get Dale done with Tales from the House of Ill Repute. But anyway,
Okay,
what's your next one?
so my next one is Fly to the Angels, Slaughter.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I saw them play. I saw they open up for Poison. They were really good. I think we talked about that. We did talk. I don't know if we really talked about the concert, but yeah, they were really good live. Like Mark Slaughter was the vocalist's name. He had a good voice, and he was not that bad live. Some people can't hold up that well live, but he was all right. So my next one, we'll go really off the rails here. We will go. This is a deep cut. This is a great song, and this guy's music is really offensive. It would be to most people, so I don't recommend people looking him up unless you're prepared to not to be offended. But I will. I don't know what year that he released this even, but we'll go with GG Allins, Guns, Bitches, Brawls, and Bottles. It's a fucking great tune, boy. Like if you know GG's music, he did a lot of like stuff I consider I guess hardcore punk. But Guns, Bitches, Brawls, and Bottles was off of one of his country albums. Believe it or not, he did like 2 country albums. And it's actually some of the best stuff he ever did, which actually is a huge compliment if you listen to the rest of the shit he did. But I think it's the Criminal Quartet. I think was his country band. But his most famous band was called the Murder Junkies. But my personal favorite, just because of the name, I always thought it was hilarious, is Bloody Mess and the Scabs. But anyway,
Ew.
I know the name is gross, but it's like most of his music is too. Kathy, you would be highly offended. I don't know. I don't recommend. You look up pictures of him. He was nobody looked like that guy, and that's I don't know if that's a compliment or not. He was definitely a character. He died of a drug overdose in 1993 at the relatively young age of like 36. Yeah. After he talked about interviews, basically spending years trying to kill himself, he finally managed to do it. Not long before his 37th birthday. Anyway, so what else you got on there?
All right, so my next one is Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone,
Oh,
Cinderella.
I almost put that on even my honorable mentions. I don't. That is a good one. Great tune, folks. Lots of piano when a lot of bands weren't using piano. That's why I said Thunderbird has a lot of piano in it. That's why I said like I don't know why that never got play on radio or anything. I don't know. But my next one, we'll go. We'll go more modern for this because this is a great song by a great Irish band. We're talking about. I don't know what year this was released, but we're talking about the Dropkick Murphys and Rose Tattoo. Have you ever heard that song, Kathy?
No.
And John, your husband's a fan of theirs, right?
Yes.
Oh my! You got to hear Rose Tattoo. That's a really good song. You'll like it.
We'll listen tomorrow.
It's a lot of acoustic. It's mostly acoustic. It's not an electric. I guess it's more. I don't know. Well, they do a lot of acoustic stuff too, but they're more electric than say Flogging Molly is a lot of stuff. But that's mostly an acoustic song. It's great. I feel what they play a lot of. Ukulele, I think, is what a lot of that's played on. I could be wrong. I don't know. I can hear the. I think it's ukulele. Anyway, what's your next one?
It Must Have Been Love by Roxette.
Oh, that's a good tune.
Fun fact, when I was in high school, I wanted her haircut, but my hair is so curly, I would never be able to wear it like that.
No, no, I get it. If you could pull it off, but yeah, the curly thing is what ruins it. I might not be. I might have it as a compliment. No, I think you pull that look off, but yeah, like your hair being too curly, you'd have to straighten it so much,
I loved her haircut.
right? You have to straighten it too much to get that, right? Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be hard to do. Yeah, that's good too. She's another person that's kind of forgotten at time, but she had several hits. She wasn't a one hit wonder. She had a couple of different songs on those. Did she do voices carry?
It might be somebody else.
Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know the song.
I'm not sure. That's good tune though. And my next one, whether one I would go with "Too Late for Love" by Def Leppard. And you could have easily gone with "Bringing On the Heartbreak" here, but "Too Late for Love" is fantastic off of Pyromania. You know, "Bringing On the Heartbreak."
I do.
That was like their first. That was like really their first breakthrough hit, I guess. Like their first big like. I don't know. I don't think it was ever really. I don't know. It's top 40. Maybe it could have been top 40. I don't know, but that kind of put them on the map. That's why I said, folks, Power Ballads is the way to a hit. That's why every hair band had had at least one. Right? Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong about this? Had at least
I mean, I
one.
think people just enjoy it.
Yeah,
So, all right, so my last honorable mention is More Than Words, Extreme.
that's a good tune too. Just acoustic guitar and two guys singing, folks. That is fantastic. They only had like two albums and like they kind of disappeared. Like if you watch it's really fun. I forget the story. I don't know. I'm not even into it. I guess. But if you watch, I always recommend this channel, Rock and Roll True Stories. Did a video on them and what happened and stuff. So that was really interesting. But yeah, it's like, they had a third album even, but I don't know, like it didn't. It came out years later or something, and then like they didn't really have any label backing, and it just kind of got screwed. But good band, lots of Nuno Betancourt, the guitarist, very good guitar player. And Gary Sharon was the singer. That's all anybody. I don't know. I couldn't tell you who the rest of the band was because that's all anybody knows. Is the guitar player Nuno Betancourt and Gary Sharon, who eventually went on to sing in Van Halen. Did you know that?
I did not. Actually, I didn't even know their names.
Wow. Well, some people knew this. The Gary Sharon, I don't know what Van Halen album was, but no bullshit. But look this up. He was there for one album. It did terrible. Everybody said, I don't, I didn't really, at that point, I wasn't really paying attention to Van Halen. I'd kind of given up. But like, I heard he was very good as their frontman, as a singer and everything. I heard he wasn't terrible or whatever. But like, he just didn't mesh well. Like, they didn't sell anything, and he got rid of him right after that. Like, he did a tour with them, and that was it. And that was like in the later '90s, even. But the last one, and go with. I have so many choices. You can see on my list here. See this, Cathy?
I see it. It's like
Look at all
16
this.
pages.
And it's those one page where there's like a whole bunch of numbers, names scrolled in there on the side and the front.
I see. And look how organized my list is.
I know. I can only find these little tiny sheets of paper to write on. I couldn't at work. I couldn't find anything bigger. So it's like I figured this would be enough. But no, the number one, I'll go with Billy Joel's "Goodnight Saigon." You ever hear that song?
I'm sure I have, but I don't know it offhand.
Yeah, you should definitely listen to it. It's a great song about the Vietnam War and stuff. I mean, it's not a pro-war song, but it's a song about the experiences of men in the army or the military, man, specifically the army during Vietnam and stuff. It's very good. It's very emotional. Very good song. There's a lot of people did videos for it that include like clips of like Vietnam War era, like photos and shit that really will fucking have you like teary eyed.
Okay, then I'm just gonna skip watching that.
Well, just listen to the song. Don't watch a video. Listen to the song. The song is very good.
Okay, will do.
if you're not sure you ever heard it, definitely find it. It's very common. It's not a I don't know if it was really a hit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but it's not a very common song. It's one of his all time greatest. Definitely for sure. It's not just my opinion. This is it. But just that covers it. I still have like 20 more songs to go on here.
Well, that's not for tonight. That's for another night.
And anyway,
so let's wrap up the show notes and
yeah, for sure. Because I get it. So, well, folks, thanks for listening. And we are, of course, Tales from the Car, and there's the weekly podcast. I'm available on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Good Pods, Amazon, a whole list of other stuff. If you have not already, please like, follow, or subscribe to the show, whatever platform you're listening to it on, right? If you can, also, if you'd like to share the show, let your friends know, enemies, your mom, your family. If you hate us, what a better way to spread the love than make them hate us too? I don't know. But if so, give us a 5-star review. Also, on any platform you listen to us on, whatever it is, it was just, it always helps out the show. It's free to do that. It only takes a moment. That's the best thing about it. It does not cost you anything. We don't charge for the show. I guess if we had sponsors someday, maybe we do ad-free shows. I guess that would be what a Patreon probably would look like. Yeah, we probably wouldn't charge much for that either, but if you want to donate to the show to help us out, some equipment or chips or pizza that Cathy hogs, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com. It's any amount. I think the minimum actually is $1. So you donate anything from $1 and $1 to infinity or whatever. I guess I don't know what the maximum amount is. We're not asking for thousands of dollars either way. But if you want to donate there, buycoffee.com/Mr. Pogo, the letter B. You can email the show at mrpogo1972 at gmail. As always, you can email us any comments, criticisms, complaints, show ideas, whatever it might be. If you want to join the Facebook group, search for us at Tales from the Car podcast and send an invite or send a request to join, and we'll get you in. Whatever. No politics, religion, or assholes, please. And go to Elite Podcast on it as always, man. Thanks for your show art and all the help and support you've given us over however long it's been, almost a year, I think, since we've been talking to you and working together. The links will be down in the show notes. Check them out there if you can. And that is it. So next week, we will be back next week with episode 50, finally, with the epic When Meteor Heroes Goes Right, part 11. And that is it. Cathy, but do you have anything else to add or anything else you want to say to the folks before we go?
No, I'll just say have a great week, everyone, and see you next week.
Same here. Hey, if it's warming up where you are, good for you. It's only got cold again where I am. Not happy. But stay safe. Yep, stay warm, stay dry, stay healthy, have a good week, all that good stuff. And peace out. Good night now.